Okay. Welcome everybody to Live with Prima. Adrienne here. I'm so happy to see you tonight. We're going to be making a fabulous project, and it is a canvas album. Sorry, still working on this, getting it centered. And it is a, I'm trying to recall the size. I want to say it's like 4 by 7 maybe, and there's canvas inserts. There's 4 of them, and then there are some gorgeous little inserts where you can add your project life, and we're going to be going over that tonight. Okay, so lots of fun stuff. Thank you, Julie. Thank you. So let's get started. Let me do announcements real quick before I get into everything, because I will get off in a tangent and possibly forget. Although I don't think Gary would let me forget, so just in case, let's do it now. So next show is Delina. She's going to be creating this beautiful layout using the Bedtime Story collection, and that is next Tuesday, next Tuesday, March 3rd at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And some other news: Art Venture Canada, September 5th and 6th, 2015 in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Sign up today. Payment plans are available. So go to, I'm just going to spell it out. It's www.regonline.com/ArtVentureCanada 2015 Edmonton. So at the end, I'm going to try to type it out so you guys get all of that information. And the exciting part about that, it's going to be Frank, Carrie, and moi. So you're going to have a full crowd of fun people, and I'm really excited. Exciting. I can't wait. So, and I will type that out at the end, okay? If you have any questions, let Carrie know. All right, so I'm going to pan down. Hopefully my webcam, oops, sorry guys. I gotta get this thing. It's always so unruly. Gotta get it at the right angle. I don't want it to give me any issues while I'm doing anything. Okay, let me adjust the light now. I don't want it to be too much light. Okay? Alright, so let's start with this album. Alright, so the album itself, I'm going to just roll off the numbers, okay? So the album is 920586, okay? And it comes looking like this. This is not the original, and we're going to go over that in a second, okay? So I'm going to do the Odette flowers, and this is in the Almond. I'm going to use the bigger flower. They come in 2. Gorgeous. It's one of my favorites. Too much light? Let me know if there's too much light. Still working on the lighting. 566, 562. There comes in 2 packs. Really beautiful. I'm going to be misting those tonight. These Wooden Embellishments. That's 572, 914, and they are from the Free Spirit collection from a couple releases back. And I'm going to be using the Be Free. Really cute. They're whitewashed. Gorgeous. I have a gem on this one. So we'll be using those. Another one of my favorites is the Medallion trim. I want to show you how beautiful this is. This is a favorite of mine. You can use it in a strip. You can cut them in pieces, which is what I'm going to do tonight. And it's 573393. Okay. Trim 564162. I used it to bind everything together. Sade and Crystals, which is 576141. It's really shiny. This is from the last released summer. I love them. It's a little hard to give them any justice, but they are super shimmery. One of my favorite products that Engelbaum ever came out with, and the blue is just producing some type of glare, is the Flyaway Resins in 891480. I love those. I actually have a ton of these and been hoarding them and afraid to use them. How many of you do that? Alabaster, these are some of the new gorgeous flowers they have out this release. And you get 2 purples, a pink, and a deeper dusty rose. Okay? I'm going to be using the purple one today. Well, actually, it's like a purple pink. And that's 581411. Hello, everyone. Hi, Deborah. Thanks for coming, everyone. So happy that you're all here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me know if you can't hear me. Okay. So the original, I had the Ciana and Alda flowers, but I had to sub them out. Of course you want to get the brand new flowers, but I had to sub out with some ones from the last collection, in summer. So I originally used Ciana, which is 582005, and I'm going to be subbing them out and using Capistrano in Smoothie, which is 577407. Okay. I'm going to be also swapping out the Alda, which is 581978. Sorry, my flowers are falling everywhere. And I am subbing in the Winthrop. These are gorgeous. They're one of my favorites from last time, and that is 577704. It's Winthrop. Can't remember which color it is, but you get the idea. A vine, and it's Bay 578251. I am again using some of the Fin glitter, which is 961619, and it comes in 6 packs, and that's in a bloom. And last but not least is Pressed Petals 573881. And it's so gorgeous, and I love the Prima actually came out with several different colors, and they're a lot of pinky tones, pinky purple tones, and they're gorgeous, and it would be in this purple family with the pressed petal. And I'll be showing you some of those in my next class a month from now. Okay, and so let me just sweep through the inside and tell you what I'm going to be using inside real quick. Okay, so first off, I'm going to be using the Phrases stencil by Jamie Doherty. It's 980436. There's lots of cute ones with that collection. I have pulled some Inglebohm chalk edgers in Sweet Pea and Turquoise Stone, 891343 and 891374. Okay, so I'm going to be using those. Also, I wanted to show you all these beautiful stickers from, hold on, I feel like claustrophobic now. Getting kind of claustrophobic here. Ah, everywhere. The stuff is everywhere. Okay, so these are from Lisa Gibbons' collection from, I think it's a year ago, Instascrap. So I have a bunch of stickers that I added on my Project Life pages on the inside. And I'm just going to spew off Beauty, which is 971175, Chalk, which is 971114, and Love, which is 971168. I also used a Julie Nutting paper pad ×2. There's one, and actually I'm really getting big into Project Life here. Let me put it like this. And what I did was I just took the 6x6 pad and cropped it into 4x6s. So I'm going to actually be incorporating a lot of these into my Project Life albums, and I'm not quite there yet with wanting to share a whole lot. I'm still kind of learning and growing, trying to figure it all out. This is really glaring, so I'm going to put these white ones away. We got these gorgeous little strawberries, hearts, flowers, tulips, little candy things. So that is 910860, and the metal dies 572839 and 572846. I'm going to be using those tonight. I'm going to be mostly using these. Okay, And last but not least are the gorgeous sanding crystals, which I also love to hoard like nobody's business because they are so pretty. And those are 573195. Those are from the Princess collection from a while ago. Pink, hot pink, light pink, medium pink. This is from the Time Traveler collection. Oh, I'm having a hard time, so it doesn't. I'm trying to adjust the glare. 573171, and these cute little arrows are 570231. Okay. Whew. So we flew through that. I'm trying to fix my light. Come on. Okay. So let's get started here. You let me know if there's any issues or if you lose me. Alright? So we're going to start with this. I'm going to tell you what I did. So it comes originally with this other trim, and I decided I didn't want to use that. I have lots of sparkle and jazz, and it's just girly all the way. And I thought I would kind of tone it down a little bit with this beautiful burlap trim. So I just took it maybe 18 inches long, and I cut it, and then I had to weave it through each of the pieces, okay? So it just is all bound together and like it's how it came originally, except there's different kind. You can really use that with any of the new Prima trims. There's weave and there's buff. They're really cute. You just have to kind of fold them in half and kind of weave them through. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all my background treatment first, and I got to find my glue. Alright. Oh, and it's crooked. Sorry guys. I'm still trying to get this thing to behave. 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 Ugh. It never wants to listen. Okay. Sorry guys. Alright, that's better. It's gonna have to do for now. Okay? It's a little crooked, but maybe it's just me. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to actually just soak it real quick. And I'm gonna work on the inside second. I'm just gonna wet it a little bit. What I'm gonna do tonight is I'm not actually going to spray this. I'm gonna show you a different thing that you can do. And we're gonna use it as like a paint almost. Because I know. It's crooked like my brain. My brain's always a little woohoo. So just play along. Okay. So what's gonna happen? And I got my baby wipes over here. You know I gotta, and I will have baby wipes at our adventure. Carrie will know what I mean. I can't live without my baby wipes. Okay. So I'm just gonna take some of this pressed petals, and I'm going to concentrate in certain areas by flicking it, okay? I'm going to really stir that up so I can get a good coverage. Okay, so it's starting to seep in, okay? And then I'm just going to re-wet it because I want to get it moving almost like watercolor. And don't be afraid to lop some of it up if you feel like it's too much, okay? We're just adding a little bit of color. And you can kind of spread it around with the baby wipe if you want. And I'm not going to really go into doing the back tonight, okay? And kind of just let it move. The baby wipe being wet is actually going to just help it a little bit, okay? Alright. And the stain crystals, when I spread them out onto the page, it's really gonna give it a nice contrast and pop up against the canvas, because the canvas is obviously like neutral and bare, and this pressed petal is actually gonna give it a little bit of pop, so they stand out a little bit more. Not like it's hard, because those stain crystals are really shiny. And I'm just kind of spreading it out a little, okay? And again, it's not going to be completely exact to my old one. So just kind of bear with me. And I just like how it turns out different sometimes. No two albums are alike. Okay, we're just giving it a little bit of color. And I know it looks kind of spotty, like, but you'll see what I mean. We're just adding a little bit of color and just giving it just enough so we can get some contrast behind these gems. And I'm going to go back in and kind of fill in at the end, because some of this might be covered by the cluster. Okay? All right. It's going to be a little dark here. All right. There's just no method to the madness. Just have fun and we'll play around with it a little bit, okay? So I'm going to put this aside. All right, so normally I would let this dry, and what I'm going to actually do is I want to spread some of this. Actually, I'm going to do this after the clusters because I don't want to go to all the trouble with the glitter and then it all be covered up. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take the Odette. And I forgot my foam adhesive. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. So I'm just taking some foam adhesive. Hi, guys. Hello. Okay, I'm just taking some foam adhesive and I'm just going to put it down directly onto the canvas. I'm not messing around. I'm going to really glue it on with this Helmar. Sort of like Helmar, the Fabri-Tac glue. Okay, you can use Helmar if you want. You can use whatever you want. And I actually lately have been using cardboard, but it's too much for me to be cutting in pieces tonight. But that's my new cheap way of doing stuff. I don't know how many of you do that, if anybody does that, so I like it. I'm starting to like it. Okay. Alright, so I'm putting on my Odette flower. I'm just setting that aside. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go in and do my bay vine. And let me see here. Alright. So I'm going to cut this. Is there too much light, guys? Is it too much glare? I don't want to have enough light, or not enough. It's going to be just right. Okay, so I'm going to cut this vine into 3 pieces. I'm just going to cut this. I should have brought my wire clippers, because this is probably not the best idea, but I just have to do. Alright, so I'm just going to quick fit that under there, so it's already there and glued down, so I don't have to worry about fitting it in later. Okay. Thanks, Carrie. I got it. Then I'm going to stick one over here. There's going to be lots of vines. And then a couple down here underneath. Oops. And again, this pressed petal, basically you can get it as dark as you want it. The color bloom spray. I was going for more of a watercolor feel with this. But you can really do anything that you want. Okay, so if you want it dark, go for it. Go for it. Okay, so basically when I'm doing my clustering, I do biggest and then go out. So next I'm going to go with my next size, which is the Alabaster in the purple pinky color. Okay, and I'm just going to tuck that in over here. And what I'm going to do is going to scare some people. I'm actually going to lop off the corner of this because it just, when I was doing this, my scissors are dull. Of course they are. Why would they ever want to work for me right now? Okay, there we go. They just don't, it was being unruly when I was first doing it, so I just decided to cut off the edge to make it fit under there nicely. Okay, in some instances I really get a more bang for my buck because I'll cut a flower completely in half and use one side and then save the other. But for this, you know, you just kind of have to sacrifice a little bit, or you can tuck it in, but I just think it lays better this way. Okay. And I mean, when you're playing with these flowers, you want it to look like a garden. So some things are going to overlap others. Just depends on how much you want it to overlap or how realistic you want it to be. Okay, so I had a medallion piece. I hope these scissors behave for me tonight and they do not give me any problems. I had a medallion piece right underneath. This is going to give me an issue. I guess I'm going to have to sharpen these or do something with the scissors. So I put a piece of medallion trim underneath that, so it's just peeking out, okay? See that? And actually while I'm at it, I might as well do the top left one. Alright, I'm just going to cut off one side. Thanks, Carrie. All right. Might have to stand up and craft. All right. So I'm just putting a little dab. Little dab will do ya. When I was teaching kindergarten, that's what I did. Little dab will do ya. Just a little bit. And then when I got to Prima CHA, they're like, as much as glue as you can. And so everything stays put when it's standing up vertically. And I was like, no, that's everything that I told the children not to do. Okay. Okay? So some of that's going to be hidden, but you'll see. Alright? And you don't want to add too much glue to the back of this medallion trim because it's going to seep up through the fabric and you don't want it to look crusty. Okay, so you got to go easy on that. Alright. So I'm going to do another piece of medallion trim over here on edge. And actually it's going to go right off the edge here, okay? Or I can put some to the side on a baby wipe and actually smear it on with my finger like this. Then you'll just get a nice thin layer. Alright. Oh, you stand up? Oh, that would hurt my knees so bad if I did that. I'm trying to stay centered with the camera, and it's the table. I think it's the table. It's actually pretty wide, and it's even with my long arms, I'm just kind of having to lean in a little bit. Okay, so let's set that to the side, and I'm going to get out the little tiny flowers and work with those. Okay, how are we on time? Alright, we got a half an hour. Alright, so I can do that. We might go a little over. I don't want to keep you guys too much. I'm going to actually be just cutting flowers off of here. I'm going to cut these 3 flowers off. And I'm going to cut 1, 2, to, and obviously don't throw the leaves away. You can incorporate them in another project, or you can incorporate them in this, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to use this little one. This one has a cute little stamen in the middle. It's a little different than the others. Hold it up so you guys can see. Okay? Cute little stamen. And I'm just going to throw those in. Just trying to get my bearings here. And this one actually goes down here a little bit more. Tuck this one in. My glue, I'm going to have to go get a new glue bottle. I can't stand having to squeeze so hard on the glue to get it to come out. And I'm going to take one of these smoothie flowers and just tuck it in behind the vine. Okay, so like I said, it's going to turn out a little bit different from my original because of the different flowers, but you get the idea. Okay, I'm going to put this sweet little rose top left. I'm kind of moving my vines around here a little bit, trying to get where I want to place everything. I love these Winthrop vines. They're so cute. They're actually not vines. They're more like clusters. They're so pretty. And like usual, I'm just going to tuck this in and set it to its side. Like I've talked about in other classes. Not everything's going to face up completely. Some things are just going to sit to the side. And you're going to see it at a diagonal. Okay? Give it some nice dimension and realism. Okay, let's get these pretty ones on. Oh, this is really giving me a workout, this glue. I'm really annoyed right now. Okay, so that one's just kind of sticking out there. And if you don't like the same, you can tone it down a little bit by obviously whitewashing your flowers. If you want a tone that's a little bit lighter than what you have available, you can kind of just smear a little bit of gesso over top, because now Prima has gesso too. It all works out. Okay. Oh, and I actually have another one, so I'm going to do this last one here. Filler, and it's going to hide behind. It's going to hide behind this cute little bird that I'm going to put down in a minute. Again, that one's going to sit to its side. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, and I have another one. I'm finding little tiny flowers all over the place hiding from me. Okay. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these flowers and I'm going to actually lop it off. Okay, I'm going to take this one off here. And why I'm doing this is there's too many flowers up here, or there's too many leaves up here. And I kind of want to balance it out, so I'm actually going to tuck it in down here in a second to kind of fill in. So don't be afraid to cut your vines up and just kind of play around with them. I mean, as long as there's a stem, you can kind of just cut it to pieces if you wanted. And it's bendable because you have this nice, cute little wire back here. It's cute. You can bend them, okay, and give it nice dimension, okay? And I'm going to set that aside for now. Okay, so we got most of the flowers down. This one's getting on my nerves a little bit. I don't want that to take too front and center, okay? Look at that. I love that dimension. Okay. I'm going to go in and fill in with I'm just trying to clean up a little bit. And I'm going to be adding more Medallion's trim in a minute. I'm going to add this. Which bird did I use? Okay. Ugh. Okay, so I'm just going to tuck him in behind the flowers. Okay. Don't be afraid to put a little foam adhesive behind him if you find that he's a little lopsided or looking funny. Okay. I'm just trying to get them to lay how I want them, okay? So he's just kind of sitting there on top of the flower. Next, I'm going to get out my Wood Embellishments Be Free. I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Oh, so cute. And I'm going to stick it right here. Okay. Alright, that is pretty much it for the medallions. Or, I'm sorry, not the medallions, the flowers. Blah. Let's finish the medallions while we're at it, okay? And I'm going to just take off a little bit off the top of this one. And don't feel like you have to throw away these pieces. Surely you can use them for other products. Just because I'm on a time crunch, I'm just kind of throwing them everywhere. But I mean, you're going to really get a lot out of your money by cutting them into pieces if you go this way. You just want a nice thin layer, okay? Whoops, sorry. Yeah, and the small pieces there. Okay, small piece there. All right. I'm going to put a corner down here. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the other side of this and just cut straight edge like this, okay? And just stick it right in the corner there. So you're going to get a lot out of this trim. I mean, there's so many, like there's tons. So you're going to get a lot out of that. I'm going to put some nice thin layer down here and kind of just spread it out with my finger. I'm going to get it right against the edge of that binding. Okay? Ugh. The light, the light, the light. Okay? One more. And I'm going to just quick throw that on. And we're pretty much done with the embellishing. I'm going to go back in and just do a little spot treatment, if that's what you want to call it, with my brush and just kind of liven it up a little bit, get some more color. I'm just going to go in real gentle. I'm just going to wipe off the excess on a non-porous. Just kind of get a little bit fun. This is really just going to help all your embellishments pop, because it's really going to more than anything act as a shadow, like I was talking about earlier. Because in a garden, obviously, you're going to get lots of shadows as the sun's kind of hitting it. Okay. Just trying. I've got to be real careful not to go overboard with it, because the canvas is kind of finicky. You don't want to overdo it and not be able to fix it, so it's better to just do small layers at a time. Okay? Alright, so I think I'm done with that. Now also another issue is you can add layers once it's dry too, but since I am live, I'm not going to worry about drying it. I'm just going to leave it as is, okay? I'm going to add the crystals on. I'm going to do, whoops, forgot to do that. This is the only time I'm going to do a full blast. Thank you. Thanks so much, girls. Any questions while I'm kind of in limbo here? Okay, so I'm just going to take a squirt and go right in there. One squirt. Done. Okay? And that's really going to pop. It looks real dark right now, but once it dries, it turns into this beautiful purple. I love it. It's deep. It's nice and rich. Okay? Alright. Now that that is done, I can kind of tone it down and add a crystal to the center to kind of pull it through. Pull it all together. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit more crystals. And it's the lighter of the two. What I love about these same crystal packs is you're going to get a variety of colors and shades. This one has just two, but they're both really beautiful. I'm going to put one here. And obviously it's probably going to have, you're going to want to glue them down. Just to make sure they stay put, because I wouldn't trust them on adhesive on canvas. It's different whenever they're on like really porous, like thin, like paper or something. But this canvas, they're more likely, since you're opening it and closing it and getting a lot of people looking in your album, you're gonna really want to glue it down. Okay, so make sure you glue it. I'm just kind of putting some glue onto this baby wipe over here and using my finger. Alright, gonna add one here. I'm gonna add a teeny one down here. Sorry guys. Gary, don't kill me. Come on. Work with me. Okay. Come on. They're sticking to my fingers now because of the glue. Alright. A couple more and we are done with the front. What time is it? Alright, I had plenty of time. We're doing good on time. Doing good on time. She can't... She can't reach me. I'm wondering why. No, Pennsylvania, we're right on the back door, practically. Carrie and I should get together sometime. That would be fun. Alright. Add one up here. I'm really silly. Can you guys hear me okay? You want to go to Pennsylvania? It's beautiful here. Born and raised. I only lived outside of the state for like a summer when I lived in New Jersey. So, I love it here. Alright. So let's open it up and do the, here goes my crystals. All right, I knew we were gonna have an issue with this since it was a little wet, but we're just gonna have to go with it. So what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna quick show you what you can do with these stencils that Jamie Doherty came up with. Okay, great, thank you guys. I just wanna make sure you guys can hear me okay. Let me pull up my Project Life stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with the turquoise stone chalk edger. And I'm just gonna lay it real flat against my canvas and just go in. And once, I'm just gonna talk about what I'm doing and the process. I'm going in a soft circular motion with the stencil. Try to make sure you really keep it still. And if you feel like you can't control where it's going, I would tape off, you know, the words above and beneath it. And I'm just going in a slow motion, kind of just really working it into the paper. And if you do go off a little bit, it's no big deal because I actually wet this to make it give it a little more flow with the watercolor. I'm not going to do that right now because it's just, I'm on the inside and it's a mess. They want to know where I'm at in Pennsylvania. Hold on. I live outside of Philadelphia. It's actually very close to Valley Forge National Park. I don't know if anybody is familiar with that. It's in the suburbs of Philly. The King of Prussia Mall is literally 5 minutes from my house, which is bad. It's the biggest mall on the East Coast. So bad. So I live real close to Valley Forge National Park. That's also very close. It's right down the street, which is awesome because we take walks down there on the trails and it's just beautiful. There's lots of deer. But I grew up in South Central Pennsylvania in a little town, and so I get the best of both worlds. I grew up in a small town, and now I have the big city and a little bit of everything. So, okay. So now that you know more about me, yes, I have traveled to Florida. I went to Miami with my friend back in college, and it was fun. We just took a 2-day trip. Just so we could say we went there. It was a good time. So basically what I did on the inside of my original is I just went around it in pen. Any crafter's pen, any color, kind of just gives a little bit of contrast. And I just went and add some arrow sand crystals to the sides, okay? So that's basically what I did there. And just due to time, I'm just kind of moving on, okay? But you kind of get the idea. And, you know, you can do tons of things. Let me see, where's that opening thing? So Jamie and Finn came up with a ton of stencils this time around, okay? A ton. And then Prima also has a bunch of 6x6 on top of that. So she's got wings. She's got this one, which I have, which is called phrases. And you have, oh, this one is awesome. So you can see the possibilities are really endless with what you can do and different materials you can use. So just mix it up. See what kind of things you can come up with. Okay? All right. Anybody have any more questions? Yes, and I'll type it in at the end. Or Carrie, did you type it in? The Edmonton? All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 pages for you. All right, let me actually go through my original and show you what I did. Okay. So to start off, my daughter, she turned 2, and she was just playing in her pajamas one morning, and I took a ton of gorgeous photos of her. And I printed a bunch off. Like, you can see how cute, she's just adorable. Like, her hair's in this little pixie cut. Okay, great. Thank you. What I did was I was going through Jamie Doherty's little album that she created, and there's too much light right now. Okay, let me turn it like this. There you go. And because it's in, you know, I think it's because it's shining. Thank you, I will. Let me take it out. She had a paper that was water. There's a lot of papers in it that are watercolor and designs, and I was like, oh my gosh, that would make a cute little project life card. So Jamie, don't hate me. I cut up a piece of your album. Okay, so you can see what I did. I'm really sorry about the glare. I'm not really sure what's going on. I can't tell where it's coming from. But you get the idea. So what I'm going to show you is how to create that. Actually, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to get this and I actually have some flowers here, but because it's so white you can't see it hardly. Okay, and you can do so many different creative things about where your paper or your picture orientation is and where you're placing your photos and such and such. You just want to play around with it and have fun, which is what I've been doing. I think it's really cool bringing the mixed media and the regular project life together. And that, I'm going to hold it like that. Okay, so you see all these beautiful leaves from the die cut here. I used this one for this. Okay, and I used 3 of them right here. And then I added some sand and crystals and the Insta Scrap puffy sticker here. Okay, and then obviously you have the back of these cute little Julie Nutting cards that I created, and this is also a Julie Nutting card too. Jamie Doherty, Julie Nutting, and lastly the Julie Nutting. For this one, oh, I wish you could see it. Come on, let me turn off this light and see if it helps. Maybe, probably not though. Okay, there we go. See how I kind of staggered the leaves so it kind of looks like the wind is blowing across. And I used this one for that. Okay. So there's so many different ideas that you can do to incorporate Prima into your project life. I know that, you know, all the products that are on the market for project life are awesome and great, but you can also use Prima as well. It's just about being ingenuity and coming up with new ways to use the products. Okay? Trying to get the light. I know it's a little hard to see. So there's that one. There's this one. And you get the back too, which I didn't do just because for time's sake. There you go. Okay, so you can see the beautiful little flowers that I added on here and the chalk hello sticker from Prima. Incorporated some sand and crystals. So let me do this one in a different variation. I'll turn back on my light so you can see what I'm going to do. Where did the paper go? Okay. Alright, let me set this aside here. I'm going to take some of my dies, die pieces that I created, okay? And I'm going to use this and this and this. And I have my little photo, and I don't know how I'm going to use it yet. Well, all I'm going to do, and this is just a simple, fast way you can add mixed media, is you can just quick add some color. And I'm using the press petals. Just quick squirt the center. And you're really going to see the purple coming off of this. I'm just going to press it down a little bit. Okay? And it looks really, really dark, but it's really going to pop against those bright colors. Okay? And to offset a little bit of how dark it is, you can add some sand and crystals. And I'm going to use, for those, this the Time Traveler, and I also used the Princess one for a couple of the pages too. And you just add the center like that. In the original, I used Gilded, which was a orange. I just wanted to spice it up and give you some versatility and show you how different it can look. Okay, so there it is, jazzed up. Really pretty. And again, it's so hard to see the colors exact. I'm really sorry about that. Okay? So what I ended up doing is I added, see, because it's wet, it's not wanting to stick. I added, let's see here what I did. Sorry guys. So I have offset one. I'm having issues with my glue. I'm sorry guys, this won't happen next time. I feel like I'm wasting a ton of time because of this silly glue. I'm just going to stick it right on. And you can crop her face down a little. I'm going to crop her just freehand down a little bit. Ugh, she's so cute. Just going to cut off a little bit of her hair. And tuck her in behind here. Alright. For these little project life cards, I kind of like keeping my photos to the side. Okay? And just overlap your flowers as is. So I'm just going to cut this one in half actually. And the other one is just going to be a spare if I decide to fill in. And I added one to the top corner over here. Get that right there. And then, I mean, I'm using lots of embellishments that are pretty flat, so you can easily stick them in your page protectors. And I'm going to actually add a little bit over to this corner. I'm going to add the other half here. So she's kind of hiding behind the flowers, if that makes sense. And turn this flower a little bit. Oops. Alright. So you get the idea. Hold it up here. I don't know if you can see it. So there's very little dimension you're getting right here. There's some dimension in the sand and crystals, but you're not going to have a huge, thick, obviously the project life, you know, you want to keep things pretty flat because you have a lot of pictures to add. Okay? Thank you. So again, on the original, I added Gilded. This time I added the pressed petal to give it a little bit of contrast. Okay? You can kind of play around with your colors and add watercolor if you want. You can even go back in with a baby wipe and tone it down if you want, or help spread the color out a little bit. Like I can go in with a baby wipe now, and it's still pretty wet, that I can move the color around a little bit. Okay? Or you can squirt some, whatever you want to do. Everything is sticking to everything on this desk. And then secondly, you can just go in with another one, and let's see, where is that chocolate tray? Just let me use the back of this to show you what you can do here. Trying to figure out here the light. Just let me get that in there. You can go right in, and if you go light in some areas and dark in others, it's almost going to give you like a watercolor effect. You can do that with one. I'm just giving you a different idea. This is kind of just give you an idea. It might not be completely color coordinating with papers at this point. Just giving you an idea of what you can do. Okay? So then you have a couple different options with colors. Sorry, there's a little bit of stain here. Okay, and you can add water to it or whatnot and just kind of give it lots of pop and color. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Now it's really dark in here. I need to work on this. So let me go back and show you the album again. Okay, this is the original. There's a beautiful little flyaway bird, the resin, and the wood embellishment, medallion trim. Look at that. So dimensional. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So here's, and these are so, I mean, the sentiments in these stickers are so cute. This says, I am so glad you exist. Like, how, you can't even get more cute than that. And this one says hello. Love. Thank you. I know, I love the resin birds too. I love them. They're so cute. And then obviously these cute leaves. And this one says something wonderful. It's a puffy sticker. Puffy sticker. Some sand crystals in the princess. Okay? So I hope I gave you a nice bit of diversity as far as what you can do with these products. You can do lots of different crafts. You don't have to just do mixed media. You can incorporate a little bit into your project life and kind of jazz it up a little bit. So with that, does anybody have any questions? Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Yay. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Throw them out. Thank you so much. Love the little icon. It's clapping. Yes. The dies are just so gorgeous. And they're pretty, and they pretty much, they do what I want it to do. They don't give me too much trouble in my SIICs. And all the pieces come out. Sometimes I just flick them and they'll fall out. You got these, which I used a lot. Oh, they're falling. One's hiding behind there. That's my favorite. Okay, guys. So you got lots of options. Any other questions? Don't forget about those Instacrap stickers. Okay? Okay? So we got the die. You have some stuck in there. Alright. Very cool. Anybody have any questions? Alrighty. Thanks, girls, for coming. So good to have you. And don't forget about Art Venture in Canada, September 5th and 6th. Carrie, Frank, and me. Very exciting. Yes, the Donna Downey Canvas album is on Amazon. And I was wondering, I was trying to look where else it was. It was in a couple other places. It is hard to find, so you're going to have to kind of look for a little bit. But I would get it on Amazon because if you spend a certain amount, you can get free shipping. Okay? Alright, very cool. Thanks, girls. Thanks for joining me tonight. Alright. Bye-bye.